Okay, I'm going to try to give you an idea about Wannabe's dipsticks, tubes, and regular dipstick tops in high polish and raw aluminum. Wannabe is spelled WHANAB.com. Want to let you know there's other locations, retailers that sell these goods. Right now, Euro Tuning out of Tampa, Florida, and Groovin Parts out of Atlanta, Georgia are now selling these products. Give you an idea, we're selling them again, like I said, in these high polished. We're hoping that this stuff is done professionally. There's no way I can get this kind of job done with the materials I have, so I'm very happy with this turning out. Anyhow, what we've done is we're not supplying the wire or dipstick flat metal. What you're going to do is you're going to use your regular dipstick that you have in your car, and in the instance of just the tops, let's say this is that you have a piece that we call the ring here. This is the ring, and what you do is you take a regular dipstick and you cut here, and give you an idea, it ends up being pretty much like this. Even though these are two different dipsticks, just a little different in length, they all go in the 1.8 T. What you do in this case, if you just want to just replace just the top, not the entire tube and so forth, is you do this. What you do is then you just slide the ring over, okay, and then cut off the excess, put the set screws in, which are provided. We give you one extra set screw just in case, because little things are a pain in the ass to keep in your hand. They seem to fly everywhere. Anyhow, and then once you do that, you just screw it on. We have this as a interchangeable. We plan on making some other ones in the round where this part here goes up a little bit, give it a little bit different look, a little nicer or not nicer, I don't know, just different. And then we want to make sure that we are able to supply the Mark IIIs, and these, I believe this is for, I believe it's a Corrado in this one. We also have this piece here that is underneath here is a little orange piece about that long, and I call it a mid funnel. We still sell those mid funnels, and that are made out of billet aluminum or whatever you want to call it, a solid block of aluminum, and those are still available to take care of that little orange piece. Now, what you'll do on these handles will be this long and look nice. And they'll be in high polish too. They're just not available yet. And so, if you are, get that off of there. If you are going to the full size tubes and stuff, this is this right here. This again. We're going to end up same thing, but we will want you to cut this off. This whole piece here. So what you do is cut the handle off first. Get an idea. Mark that here. And I gave you an idea here how to cut that off. You know, you can slice that right down. You can see a little bit of wire on this one. And so what you do is to go ahead and do that. Take all this off. Got a line there, so then what you do is then you put schist down through here, and it'll slide right down to where you've got that, and you're ready to go. And then cut off the excess, and just goes right down in, blah blah blah, and it'll look really nice afterwards. Okay, so this whole tube Now when we talk about having it all high polished, this is this. Just to let you know that we did patent actually the dipsticks now, and mainly real in fine detail on these, as this is what we call the ring, and we got those all done that way, so no more problems from anybody anywhere. Okay, so these are two of the main 1.8Ts. These tubes will, the high polish will both the top, the bottom, the pipe that's CNC'd on the two ends and the crimp bend, and the handle. And also right now I have them inside. This is in raw aluminum, but this is the clamp. Some of you guys have eliminated that front metal plate that hooks into this groove here, and this will fit on the tube this way, and if you still have it, it'll hook in. And we didn't want to have it actually on the tube itself because, like I said, a lot of you guys that are eliminating that, so you can leave it off, but it's available for you if you have ever decided to change it. Now this tube, these bases will fit on this like this, okay? Once you pop it over, it is very difficult to get back off. What we've done is I gave you an example how that fits over, how that looks. Should be no escape of any oil the way this is configured. It's nicely done, slid inside, blah blah blah, and that's the base on it there, how it pops on over, okay? But this is what this has made it to. The number on this is, what is it? It is 06D103634E/211. I'm pretty sure that it is, but you'll know what it looks like. This will be coming out of the engine block for your oil. That fits there. That fits there, and you just give it a little bang either up here, here, and it should pop right on. But again, this is it. That's what we've made it to. If you have an old one, should still not be a problem. If it's damaged or you don't have something identical to this, you have some of the older ones, like I have a 2002 Audi TT, and mine was a little different. Mine actually, it connected, but it moved around like that. But I can remove that front plate, but I decided to leave it on. So mine actually went right into this, and it's held on tighter than, it's not, obviously doesn't spin. So anyhow, that's that story. Again, to make these flush, the best looking, this is off-centered a little bit. That was because I was in a rush. I just assumed you guys would like a DIY to have a little ownership in it. But I also understand a lot of you don't, you want to do plug and play, which is nice. But on these, you can just slice the handles off. The main thing to get this to sit perfect, or as perfect as you can, is to have this piece here, the base that's here, just to make it even as much as you can around, and then this will slide nicely over it, because this is what you get when you just want to have the handle, and you can see that there. Now a lot of this, the reason why we had a universal handle is that, let's say there's clubs or, you know, forums that want to get together and they want to have their own designed handle. You know, you guys would have that design, and that's what you want. So we can design it, and if we feel that we can't, well, I just don't say we can't. But of course there's going to have to be a reasonably minimum order to have us process all that. Then we can do it, and we can do it in a little bit different lengths. Like I said, we're going to end up with 3 different size necks on these. Be a lot nicer, and then go from there. And again, the quantities are not that drastic. We make an overrun, and then as you have people that want them, you know, maybe we sell you the rest and you can charge your price or whatever. We can work something out. And the main thing is another thing that's gone on is that I have a 2015 Golf Sport Wagon, and I went to cut my handle off, and I cut my handle off and there was nothing sticking up. No metal whatsoever. No wire metal, no nothing. Okay? So, what we do in that case is we have gotten these little set screws. It's going to be a little bit shorter than this one, and it's going to be a little bit of self-tapping. And what I would do, or have done, is take a little drill bit and just start one right in the middle, and then just use the, actually I've just used the little hex wrench, or Allen wrench, whatever you want to call it, 3mm, and just tighten it in. Done that, and then I've taken this and just have slid it right in. Now, if you get a dipstick, I believe the 2.0 right here, I believe this will also fit a Mark 6 Golf R, this 2.0 one. It has a little metal sticking up, okay, but the hole we provide is tight and it won't fit on. We've left it that way so we can accommodate just by, it's got the little metal center, it's all centered and everything. You can just put a drill bit on and just bore it out a little bit. Now, since I've already sold some of these to people, I've gone ahead and already made it a little bit bigger for them already on my drill press. So, you know, they've got it going. But that's why this has got a little round circle in the middle, and then it has a slot. Now, all these slots are fine for all the 1.8T dipstick and tubes, the tubes itself. So all you got to do is this. It's perfect, okay? And this is one of the thicker and almost, I believe, almost the widest and thickest of the flat metal. So we're looking good there. So we should accommodate everything in that type. Again, if you go across one of these, like my Mark 7 Golf Sport Wagon, there was nothing. I go, crap. You know, we have not done every dipstick in Audi Volkswagen, but these will fit. These are universal to fit every vehicle, whether it be a Ford truck, Chevy truck, can't leave those out, you know, or we want to go to an MGB, or we want to go to, you know, some of the older cars, the 60s, you know, the Novas, the whatever. Anyhow, these are universal. These will fit everything. And the size, I notice, you know, how small that is, and this is going to be much bigger. Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to look great. It'll look great. I have not had any complaints about that whatsoever. Like I said, we're going to go into these handles. You know, this will be similar to the size that we go here, because we've had one for years this size. And you'll see that on my wannabe.com in the dipstick area, where you can see dipsticks that look just like that. And they even look like they have the screw top on, that type of thing. Very, very similar to that. You'll see them on my pages that we've made years ago. This will give you an idea as well about cutting. We cut and see right above this, what we call the flat part. If it's got enough above it that it's perfect, that ring would just go right over. And and sit just like this. Again, we're going to make a little bit differences, so looking good, that type of thing. Then with a AAA dipstick, same thing. It's a little bit smaller base, but this will fit perfect. Goes right over it. When you see this little hole, it will have that little piece of metal. And very, very happy with all this, the way it came out. Otherwise, you have to end up with thousands of dipsticks. Anybody does a little bit of stuff knows you just really can't make 10 of these and then not make any. But anyhow, that's kind of goes with what we're doing. Again, like this piece and the handles, all patent pending, all the necessary paperwork done, thank goodness. I don't want to run into any more problems that we have like in the past. Again, this is what it's made it to as far as the dipstick tubes. And we will be coming out with the other dipstick tube. This one has this clamp here, and we will have the one that has the little flag off to the side. It's basically the same tube with the little flag, and I know there's a lot of you folks been wanting those as well. We're just getting on our feet again with getting back in stock with these tubes. We also out there making like strut caps. These are for Mark 4s, Audi TT Mark 1s. These are really nice, highly polished. This is just a reservoir windshield washer cap for the Mark 1 TTs, the 180s, 225s. I'm not sure on the 3.2s. This is actually a brake fluid cap. Actually, it was made for the Mark 3s. Gentleman in the UK wanted one, and there was nothing out there. And it ends up that my TT, the Mark 1s, it fits those as well. It was just a little tight. I had to just use a little sandpaper around the actual yellow brake fluid cap, and the thing slid nicely on. The strut caps, there is no set screws. They fit perfect. You may want to watch it if you have anything protruding up, like if you have coilovers, or you have to look at the height there. So be careful with that. Again, now there are set screws in this. This is an oil cap that fits Mark 3s, Mark 4s, Audis, blah, blah, blah. This is the coolant cap. If you notice, they're all got all radius or beveled, whatever you want to call it, and it has a couple fine lines. I call them diamond cuts around it. There's two on this, two at the bottom. I tried to make like a first real set of caps. I do have other caps, the transmission fluid cap. Man, my mind just went blank. And some other caps that go along with it to have really the first engine full set of caps, and they've been out for a few years. I actually anodized mine red. I had one set anodized black, and then actually had these cut afterwards, which you could go back and do yourself if you really wanted to. We are selling this. We have a couple sellers, retailers that are selling our products. Euro Tuning out of Tampa, Florida, and Groovin Parts out of Atlanta, Georgia. They are selling the product. It's kind of like here. Now, I know if you're looking at this is square, a little different. I don't know. That's because probably I'm a little different. I thought I liked the design. Circles surrounded by a square. I don't know. I thought it came out beautiful. Again, somewhat packaged. Here's raw aluminum here. You'll have a little bag with an Allen wrench or a hex wrench. I'm not sure what you want to do it. We also, this takes two of the grub or set screws. We also throw in an extra one. Again, on the tubes, and dipsticks. It'll come with the two ends, the tube, the dipstick top, and the clamp. Okay, but we also will give you an Allen wrench, and we will give you one extra set screw for the ring, which we are calling, these are the rings that we call. There'll be one extra set screw for that, and I will have one extra set screw for this. Now this will be all together, and we will also have this tool in there so you can be able to get them on and off, because this is a 3mm. It's a little different. 4s are easier to find than 3s, so that's why we're supplying you with that. These right now, the bigger pieces, will have a 4mm that do have them, and we will also give you, we were trying to make sure that you get a hex wrench or Allen wrench along with that. So I can't think of anything. If you have any questions, please email us at whanab@gmail.com. And our website is whanab.com. We don't sell everything off our website. We try to list the companies we represent. We sell integrated engineering, 42 draft designs, Cypher seats. Right now we have a special with Cypher seats. If it's a $799 retail on their site, we are selling it for $599, and that's delivered. So it's excellent. We bill you through PayPal invoicing, safe for everybody involved. It's all clean. It's all, you know, any problems. Some of you have known me for a long time, and some of you like, who the hell's he? So anyway, we just like to try to give you the best possible pricing, and if you have any questions, please email us. We're on Facebook. We have 3 Facebook things. So we're reachable. Trying to think of what else. Those are just some of the companies that we have. We sell just everything as far as Audi, Volkswagen. And if we can't sell to you at the best price, then what we do is we help you find, and we will email you the best pricing, and we will give you that link. And if it's a variance of a few bucks here or there between a couple, we will prefer to give you the one with the best customer service, because you can always have the lowest prices and then suck the rest of the way. Some companies have some of the best products, and then all of a sudden, anyhow, it's tough. It's tough out there. But we feel we're one of the best kept secrets, and I'm tired of being a secret now, because I guess things change. So anyhow, I appreciate your time. Again, the universal thing is that we can make any handles for any clubs, groups. You know, some of the big websites are the VW Vortex. In the UK, it's the TT. In fact, their club is the TTOC, which is from that particular website or forum. And but anyhow, there's just so many out there. Again, that we can make this for you. We can work on pricing. We can do whatever we want, actually. So it's a lot nicer than having to go through 5,000 people in some of the bigger companies. They don't even want to deal with you if you don't want to buy. And I have a problem with that. This way you can have someone make a decision right then and there, or at least within a reasonable time frame, to at least get the numbers right. Right now, these dipstick and tubes are selling for $99.99 plus shipping, and depending on if it's the U.S. or not, it's like, I think $6.50 for shipping, or $6.25 for shipping in the U.S. Overseas, I'm trying to find the better shipping pricing, and that type of thing. It's always better to go in with someone else and have shipped to one location. That way it splits it, because the USPS has gone up, and I don't know if they're going up again in January. That price will be raised because my high polishing prices have gone up like after I've already started the pricing. So, but I can't absorb all of it. These will probably go up to $109.99 at least, but right now to the end of the year they're on for $99.99. The raw aluminum ones, they will end up right now are at $89.99, and I can see that staying at that price. What's nice is that all this orange goes off of here, and you use your regular dipstick. That way there's not a problem with minimum maximum. There's not a problem with anything falling off at the end of a minimum maximum. There's just, no problems whatsoever. The worst scenario is somehow the handle coming off, which I don't see. I actually, on this, I went ahead and put this on like you saw here and here, and what I did is I went ahead, once I had this on, again the key is leveling this off, this base, making it level, and then what I did is I just squirted some adhesive down the middle here and a little bit around on the base. And actually Volkswagen on my new car did their first oil change for free, and you know what, the handle's still on there. They didn't try to rip it off. They've tried to do that before just because they don't like the idea that someone's making their, I don't know what their problem is, but anyhow, all looking good. If you have any questions on anything, big turbo builds, all this kind of stuff, on that and internals, don't ask me. But if you want good pricing, please ask me. Anyhow, it's wannabe.com, and I go by Brett. And if you can email me, that's great. Again, on Facebook, you can look through my Flickr pages under Lauren Wannabe, and go from that. I appreciate your time, and have a great day.